Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all happy, healthy, and well this evening. It is 11 o'clock at night, and I apologise for my subs, ladies and gentlemen. I have been busy doing my videos, and I wanted to upload them, and I'm only on Wi-Fi, as you know, using my phone, and I have to wait for everything to upload, okay? Otherwise, it just interferes with the stream, and it'll just, lag and everything like that, and then you guys won't be happy about that. And I've got some good stories. So this is an absolute perler. It was sent to me by a sub, Mr. Dow. So I wanted to wait until the girls were asleep and I could go through this with you and not have to worry about my bubba echo. Because this is a doozy, okay? So please, ladies and gentlemen, don't shoot the messenger. Don't thumbs down my video because I'm reading you an article, because I seem to get into trouble for that, just for reading an article and having an opinion. I won't have an opinion. I will just read the article to you and you can keep your opinion, okay? Because I won't need to give you my opinion on this one. You guys will just go, this is incredible, right? But this is what's happening in colleges nowadays, and poor parents, the children, going away, women, and coming back men. And it's just insane. What have happened to just going there and getting an education and learning and getting a trade and starting a life and whatever you guys do, higher education and all that kind of thing, barristers, lawyers, that kind of thing, right? Instead, you are spending the entire term or entire time there learning how to be the opposite sex. So to me, it's just, anyway, I just wanted to read this to you, okay? Brought to me by a sub called Mr. Dow. Thank you very much, I believe. I don't want to get your name wrong in case I have, but it's from the College Fix. So get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, whatever, because pause the video, because this is a doozy. Mothers in shock, the headline, mothers in shock as daughters come home from college with mustaches and breasts removed. She went from, we'll just read it to you, okay, so you don't get mad at me. She went from hating white males to now wanting to become one. For years, college officials have told students gender is a choice. Gender is a choice. They've pressured all students to announce their preferred pronouns. So you get pressured to announce something that you didn't even know that existed until you were being told that it did. Preferred pronouns on name tags in emails as gender fluidity is normalized. Gender fluidity is normalized. That's scary. They've celebrated. We're reading this together for the first time, ladies and gentlemen. I just skipped through it and just thought, yes, I'll keep it for you guys. So this is the first time for me also, okay? They've celebrated students who choose to transition as brave warriors. They've provided the medical tools necessary for students to transition. That's a scary word. In fact, a recent column in the Wall Street Journal reports that health plans at 86 colleges, including those of nearly every Ivy League school, cover not only cross-sex hormones but surgery as well. What? Wait a minute, I've got to read that again. Health plans at 86 colleges, including those of nearly every Ivy League school, cover not only cross-sex hormones but surgery as well. So these colleges pay for the sex hormones and the surgery. Oh my gosh, Father. Sorry. Okay, I just had to get that in my head. The piece featured the phenomenon of rapid onset gender dysphoria. Oh, that's my godfather. I mean, wouldn't you be pulling your kid out of the school if you knew? Described it overwhelmingly afflicting girls who then receive the full support of the medical community. Many of these cases can be traced to colleges that are just affirming. I don't even know what that word means. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Affirming. Please, if you know what that means, I suppose that means, anyway, I have to go on because it's a very long one. I'm writing to you on behalf of parents who have lost their kids at college to the transgender craze. One mother, Catherine Cave, recently told the College Fix. Many liberal colleges have significant percentages of students suddenly identifying as transgender. And as you may know, all it takes is a simple visit to an informed consent clinic where girls get testosterone injections to help them look like males. Oh my godfather. So informed consent clinics. Wow. Cave is among a support group of mothers who have found each other through the website Fourth Wave Now, a left-of-centre online community concerned about rapid onset gender dysphoria and related issues. Among the issues it covers chronicles the same trend the Wall Street Journal's recently reported on as well, when your daughter defies biology. My godfather. It led with an antidote. The young woman went off to college, which began, as it often does these days, with an invitation to state her name, sexual orientation, and pronouns. Oh, my godfather. When her anxiety flared during her first semester, she and several of her friends decided their angst had a fashionable cause: gender dysphoria. Fashionable cause. So they're jumping on a fashion. They think it's fashionable to look like a boy, right? And then the doctors are jumping in and giving them straight injections and cutting their tits off and turning them into males. Anyway, reading on. Now, within a year, the lawyer's daughter had begun a course of testosterone. My godfather. Her real drug, the one that hooked her, was the promise of a new identity and shaved head, boys' clothes, and a new name formed the baptismal waters of a female-to-male rebirth. Rapid onset gender dysphoria, which has been described as a contagion, has caught up with more and more mothers who are shocked when their formerly feminine daughters suddenly come from home to college with mustaches, acne, different demeanours, even their breasts removed. My God. Cave said that these examples are all too common. She reached out to other mums who have found support, advice and information on the Fourth Wave Now, asked them to share their experiences with the College Fix. In emails to the College Fix, several mums described their ordeals. They asked that their full names and colleges be concealed to protect their daughters' sons' identities. Pam's story. Our daughter went off to college of her dreams. She seemed to do well in her first year away. During her second year at college, she experienced a mental health breakdown. We received sketchy details of her struggles from her and a couple of her friends. There was no outreach from her college due to privacy concerns. So they're more worried about the girl's privacy than letting her parents know that she's having a mental health breakdown. Following such much pleading on our part, she came home for a visit. We were met with a very different visage upon picking her up at the airport. Her face was covered in acne. She sprouted an obnoxious moustache. Her entire appearance was dishevelled. For allowing her to settle in at home, we expressed concerns about her appearance and demeanour. This was met with hostility. Her voice was somewhat deeper. I might note here that she seemed very disturbed. I bet she did. She's got all these hormones and shit running around in her. Not at all her old self. I'll bet not. She's half man. She's got all these testosterone things going in her, right? What was she like before this? No, not a tomboy as a child. She was an ambitious student, an animal lover. She loved to spend time in the kitchen baking. As for gender, she was typical, whatever that means. For her high school prom, she had her hair and makeup professionally styled. She wore an elegant gown which revealed ample cleavage. As for her friend group in high school, she aligned herself with social activists. Social activists, that's the problem here. Okay, so that was in high school. Okay, high school guys. Okay, while our daughter was visiting, we asked her what was wrong. I inquired about the acne and moustache. That is not natural, I said. She insisted that she had always had a moustache. Not true. Before we knew what hit us, she returned to her college. We discovered that she had obtained testosterone in the student clinic, and she refused all contact with her family. Her college were complicit in all of this. Gosh, complicit, guys. Emma's story. Our daughter, who is 19, went off to college last year. Over the next few months, her look began to change toward more masculine, and we made a guess she may be experimenting with sexuality. Little did we know there was a much bigger bomb which was about to drop. It turned out that during her freshman year, she socially transitioned, ladies and gentlemen, going by a boy name and he pronouns. She's demanding to be called a he, and she would have been loved there. She would have been welcomed there. She would have had many around her congratulating her and telling how wonderful she was. And she announced that she is ready to start counselling to get hormones followed by top surgery. My godfather. Already planning surgery, ladies and gentlemen. We are working very hard to hold off the hormones, putting tuition on the line. Our daughter fits the typical description of a young woman affected by this craze, very bright, extreme social justice warrior. My godfather. Highly creative. I mean, the first three things just scare me. Not very bright, but extreme social justice warrior, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you've got to have a laugh, don't you? Social awkward, ADHD, Asperger spectrum. Oh my God. So anyway, this kid was really fucked up anyway. Never fit in with peers, preferred company of her non-neurotypical girls and boys, whom she found a lot easier to get along with. While she was not a super girly girl, she had never any masculine interests, not one, and it has all the stereotypical feminine interests and traits. Cooking, knitting, babysitting, little kids, no, all that does not fit in with the top part. It just doesn't fit in. She went from being a feminist, oh my God, a full-on blown on this girl, pro-women's rights, to hating white males, to now wanting to become one and wanting to chemically and surgically mutilate her body. So went from being a feminist, pro-women's rights, to hating white men. She went from hating white males to now wanting to become one. You can read it there in the bright ones. And the professionals have no advice other than to support her in making her transition, and of course this is insanity. It makes no sense other than it started off after a close friend transitioned at the end of high school, and she entered college and began to hang out in the dedicated queer dorm. The dedicated queer dorm, ladies and gentlemen. Dorothy's story. My daughter had met a trans person, female to male, 1 year younger, online when she was about 14 on the social media site DeviantArt. By 16, my daughter declared that she was trans. I didn't allow her to go on testosterone, change her name, or have any surgeries. As soon as she turned 18, she officially changed her name, and by the end of the first year in college, she was able to get onto testosterone and have both her healthy breasts removed. Oh my God. Poor thing. It's very tragic. If she continues to take the testosterone, after some years her internal female organs will deteriorate to a point that they too will have to be surgically removed. You see, it destroys all the internal female organs, ladies and gentlemen. It destroys the child's organs, whoever's taking the drug, female, male, whatever, right? Anyway, I mean, they'll give this stuff to 5 and 7 year olds, ladies and gentlemen. They do not muck around here. They want the kids. They want the kids. I have been asked to write Kathy's story, to write and tell you a disturbing story about my own daughter at college. She left for college in the fall of 2016 as a National Merit Scholar, all AP classes, involved in countless activities including bands, orchestra, theatre, dance, literary magazine editor, starting women's studies club, part-time job. Wow, she's a good kid. She honestly was on top of the world with so much potential. She also happened to be gender conforming. See, I don't even know what that means, man. Gender conforming. What the fuck? She had a significant merit scholarship at a well-respected East Coast university in a large city. Sometime the second semester, sophomore year, things went horribly wrong. Perhaps there was some build-up since she went away to college. We did not notice anything. She called us in a deep voice stating that she was transgender and had changed her name. She was unable to even think clearly around this issue and was obviously horribly confused. Within a week, she completely severed ties in an email to us. No one in her immediate or extended family can believe what has happened. Within a year, she had double mastectomy. Oh my God, our family is absolutely devastated by all of this. I wish I could share details, what college in particular, but as you're aware, we have to be careful. I also wish none of this was true. So it's just a horrible shame. It really is. I mean, do you want me to go on? There's another article here that I'll link, I was looking at before too. There's a sudden surge in trans students coming out of my college, and I'm scared to talk about it. So shall we go on, or is it enough for you? You know what I mean? This op was originally published on the Fourth Wave Now and has been reprinted entirely with permission. The student who wrote this article, a self-described feminist, attends a small private college in New England. She asked the college fix to remain anonymous due to the likelihood of threats and cyberbullying for speaking out. I've always been empathic and sensitive to suffering. From a young age, I remember worrying about families who lost their health insurance, the exploitation of women, and the huge discrepancies of wealth in the world. So when I first heard about transgender teens, I was very troubled. I got my Instagram account, that's when I started learning about the transgender community. I stumbled across their images with most were young, 14 or 15, and later tragic narrative of being sickening, confined to breast and intolerant parents. Many of these internet strangers use this Instagram platform to connect with other trans youth, share their progress and unhealthy coping mechanisms, and discuss their comorbid mental health issues. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Such as anxiety, depression, and the fallout from sexual abuse. I did not interact with these posts, but read them out of curiosity in an attempt to understand. That same year, I met my first real transgender person, the first of many. When I started high school, she went by a given name, Ingrid. She had buzzed hair. She was a senior. Just trying to get through this a bit, because I don't want to keep you guys too long. So the same kind of thing, how to refer to trans people using pronouns and never assume another person's gender. She gets initiated here. She gave her permission throughout the rest of the year. So there's another, you can share the link. I don't want to, because it'll take me ages to download. Look at all this. I mean, it goes on forever and ever and ever, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's a huge thing. So I just wanted to say thank you, and and I wanted to read this one to you. This is just a joke. The same college fix. This is just an absolute joke. Georgetown students may pay reparations for slavery with new student fee. So they're going to make students of this century, of this year, pay for an ancestor of 300 years ago or something, 200 years ago, since 1838. Okay, they want the students, whoever attends now, to pay a fee for something that happened in 1838. And to me, it's just laughable. And you watch as past, it's all there. And they're going to charge the student $27 per year, $27.20 per year, which is 10% of the 272 men, women and children sold by Georgetown. Georgetown University students will soon vote on whether they want to tax themselves. Don't you love that, ladies and gentlemen? Don't you got to laugh? Let me just swallow a little bit. To benefit the descendants of slaves sold by the university in the 1830s. I can't stop laughing inside when I read this kind of thing. I really can't. Its student government recently authorised a campus-wide student referendum on whether to establish a fund for the families of the 272 men, women and children sold by Georgetown in 1838. If approved, the cemetery fee would begin to be collected in the fall of 2020 and start at $27.20. It'll start there, so it's going to go up. It'll go up every year. You watch, because they need a profit, right? Because there'll be a company now. In honour of the 272 people sold by Georgetown, states the student government resolution approving the referendum, a copy of which was obtained Wednesday by the college fix. The proceeds of the GU reconciliation contributions will be allocated for charitable purposes directly benefiting the descendants of the GU 272. This is just a joke to me. And other persons once enslaved by the Maryland, I can't stop laughing, by the Maryland Jesuits, with special consideration given to causes and proposals directly benefit those, blah, 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 to me. It's just fucking, I can't stop laughing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read it. I just can't stop laughing. It's just a fucking joke. But these stupid students, right, these smart and intelligent, I can't read it, ladies and gentlemen. It's just going to make me fucking fall in fits of laughter. You're welcome to look at it. It's the link there. It's on the same page as College Fix. It's easy. It's up the top here, right? You can see it over here, right? Okay, so, but these highly intelligent kids, right, they're all, instead of learning anything, instead of doing anything in college, all these kids, right, they're involved in all this student meetings and all this bullshit, right, the meetings, right, they're not attending class, are they? They're not learning anything, are they? They're just doing their social justice warrior bullshit, right, and now they are going to cost themselves money. They're going to charge themselves money because of something that happened, in 1838, and just for that, you've just got to laugh your ass off. You really, really do. I mean, have a read of it when you can, okay? Because I can't afford how long it takes to download this to you. So have a read while you're there, because to me, I just laughed and laughed. I couldn't believe it. I suppose it's just the toxic in me, right? It just comes out, and I just can't stop laughing about it. But Georgetown students may pay I hope they do. I hope they start charging themselves plenty, and I hope it's at least a 50% increase every year. I think that's just wonderful. So within 5 years they're going to be charging themselves $100. That's just fantastic, you know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you stay happy, healthy, and well. I've read you a couple of good things there. So this will be it for me for the night, because I need to download this to you, and I can't do my live stream while I'm doing this. So please thumb up the video for me, sub it, smash it, you know, smash the like button and sub to the channel. And you boys and girls, take care. And if you got someone in your life, you know, give them a kiss and a cuddle. Yeah, take care of them. All right, boys and girls, stay happy, healthy, and well, and catch you next time.